Hello, this afternoon Sarah and I are going to talk to you about sourcing strategies across the world. Now, clearly there are lots of opportunities and many places that you can source for your products. And where you source and why will be dependent on a number of factors. A, the kind of volume of product you're going to buy, but B, also clearly the category that you are buying for. And sourcing is moving all of the time. It is changing, and the geopolitical situation is having an impact. COVID has had an impact on that. And there is a big debate on the balance of where you source, how you source from far shore and near shore. And again, that will depend on what you need. And you'll probably do a blended version of both. So this afternoon, we're going to talk about Portugal, which is an area that I have done a lot of sourcing in. And Portugal is clearly a very easy country to source from in terms of where its accessibility is. It has unbelievable quality and sustainability. And we tended to, certainly when we worked with Portugal, look to Portugal for more mid to premium products that added something different to what we wanted for our ranges. Doing business in Portugal is very straightforward. The key thing to remember that we have been caught out before is that the whole of Portugal, as Italy, closes down in the month of August. So you need to make sure that you have planned for that in your critical path, because you will get nothing for the whole month of August because it's too hot for any of the factories to be open. So that's absolutely something to bear in mind when you are planning your critical path. The emphasis in Portugal is very much about building relationships. They are a very laid back kind of community, and that has great positives, but also can be quite negative. And I have found in the past that we've had to be really, really clear about what we wanted and when, because they can be quite laid back in their delivery as well. So we really got caught out because we weren't very specific about the deadlines that we needed. So being really, really aware of what the rigorous standards are and the quality and when you want the goods and what that timeline is, particularly if you're going to have a shutdown in August, that you have been very clear with that supply base. They're absolutely charming to deal with, but also they do a lot of work with big American factories, so you need to make sure that you get in and get your production booked very, very early when you were dealing with Portugal. It's less about volume, definitely more about quality. The factories will, of course, need to be SEDEX approved, but it's very much about that mid to premium artisanal sourcing that you can get right across both fashion and homewares. So it's a great country to source in and offers really beautiful opportunities for differentiated quality product. So I'll just pass on to Sarah now to give you a little bit of insight on the kind of products you would expect to source from Portugal.
Thank you, Anna. So within the regions and specialities, you'll find in Portugal, the north of the country is a really key area. So between Porto and Guimarães is one of the most important textile manufacturing regions in the whole of the European Union. And this is because generally they can produce to a really high standard across linen and cotton. So in terms of where some of the higher end retailers and brands are producing their bed linens or bath, you'll find it coming out of Portugal. They also have really great dyeing facilities to get some beautiful, intense colours into those fabrics. So the quality is really impressive. Northern Portugal is also key for ceramics. And when you're thinking about ceramics in Portugal, think more of reactive glazes, more organic shapes, and really some really quite interesting finishes that you're unlikely to see in some of the more mass-produced countries. There also is centres of excellence around recycled glass and some really interesting producers and factories working in those materials. Covilhã is key for wool production, so again another fabric and textiles production area, and this moves across into Portugal's strength within fashion. Really, their quality textiles works across a range of fashion areas, so anything from clothing in cotton and knitwear, across men's, women's and baby wear. You also could throw in swimwear and also a strength in leather goods, so be that across handbags and accessories, but also there are some brilliant factories and sourcing routes for shoes in Portugal. And again, that near source element means that for fashion producers, you can get onto the back of new trends and new looks really quickly.